Think of a game you thought you had mastered, when suddenly you realized that there is a lot more to explore in it. Since May of 2009, when Notch, the game's original developer, first had the idea, Minecraft has been undergoing active development. The game has continued to get upgrades ever since. The game has received updates for 13 years, making it one of the longest production cycles in the gaming sector. Most players aren't familiar with all of Minecraft's in-game features and content due to the abundance of game mechanics and combinations. Want to know some of the features of Minecraft that will stamp you as a pro player? In today's video, we will reveal the top 10 secret features in Minecraft that will help you out in 2022. But before that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Now, let's begin. Number 10. Avoiding a penalty for crop growth. A pretty unique agricultural system exists in Minecraft. The growth rates of all the crops are slowed down if many rows of the same crop are placed adjacent to one another. To enhance the rate of growth, players need to make sure that the rows of crops in their farms are alternate. Leaving the blocks covered in grass will also not work. A fine will be imposed if a row of crops is near an area of uncultivated land or the same crops. Players should, therefore, always grow a mix of crops rather than leave half of the farm unoccupied. Number 9. Named blocks. Most players are undoubtedly already aware of the anvil's capacity to rename virtually any block or object in the game for a minimal experience cost. Players might not be aware, though, that some specific blocks may respond differently to renaming than others. For instance, renaming furnaces and chests will cause them to display their new names in the UI whenever the player interacts with the blocks and when the player hovers over them in the inventory. This feature allows players to rename chests and organize them without using item frames, blocks, or signs to identify them. Number 8. Magma cube damage. One of the most unpleasant blocks, both in the overworld and the nether, is magma cubes. As long as the player is in contact with the block, they are dealt continual contact damage. Magma cubes can be avoided in a variety of methods, though many players may not be aware of them. Simply crouching on top of the magma block is the first method. Due to their slower movement, this will encourage players to play more cautiously. The Frostwalker enhancement on your boots is the alternative technique. This enchantment's chilly aura cancels out the heat from the magma block, preventing injury to the player. Number 7. F3 commands. Practically every Java player is familiar with the F3 menu. It allows players to access a wealth of important data, including the current biome, player coordinates, facing direction, and even the light intensity of the block they are standing on. F3 can, however, be used in conjunction with other keys to execute further instructions in addition to displaying the debug menu. Here are some of the important commands that will sort things out. Reload all chunks with F3 and A. Toggle chunk border visibility with F3 and G. F3 plus H. Toggle visibility of tool and armor durability as well as the visibility of block ID visibility. F3 plus T reloads all resource pack content, including textures, models, sounds, and other files. Number 6. Minecraft hoppers. Anyone who wants to tinker with the game's more technical aspects will find hoppers extremely helpful. In farms, they are beneficial for moving goods and sorting goods into the appropriate chests using storage systems. Regular hoppers can only catch objects that are immediately above them or through a slab, which is one of their main drawbacks. Minecraft hoppers are even more helpful and necessary because they have no such disadvantages and can gather stuff on the other side of full blocks. Number 5. Vertical redstone signaling. One of the most challenging features of Minecraft is redstone. Over time, the creators unintentionally discovered numerous uses for it. The vertical transmission of redstone signals over great distances is one of the most challenging parts of redstone mining. The utilization of walls is one of the more creative solutions the community has come up with for it. Observers can recognize updates to walls and generate a redstone signal. This approach has the advantages of instantaneous signal transmission and infinite signal transmission range. The signal may theoretically travel all the way from the top of the building to the bedrock. Number 4. Carpets. Even though some of the blocks may not be visually appealing, they do have valuable impacts. For instance, slime blocks entirely negate fall damage, but they also stick out in almost every build due to their extremely vivid lime green color. Soul sand is another illustration. It has a distinctive texture that sticks out when soul sand and soul speed enchantment are combined. Many gamers might be unaware that both of these blocks may be covered in carpet and still function as intended. As a result, gamers can include them in their current builds while still getting a beautiful carpet design. But many of them do not know about the making of carpets. Don't worry, we will sort that out. Open the 3x3 grid on your crafting table in Minecraft to begin creating a carpet. Next to each other, arrange 2 types of wool in the second row. Just click and drag the carpet into your inventory at this point. Use wool in the color of your choice to create a variation. You just have to follow these steps to make carpets in Minecraft. Step 1. Acquire wool. To produce a carpet, at least 2 wools are required. Wool from sheep is used. Sheep are prevalent in grassland biomes. Shears can be used to remove wool from a sheep, or simply kill it and take the wool it drops. Sheared sheep use grazing to regenerate their wool. Step 2. Access a crafting table. To access the crafting grid menu, right-click a crafting table. Step 3. Place wool on the crafting grid. On the crafting grid, put your wool in the left center and center spaces. If you complete this step correctly, the output box will show 3 carpeting units. The carpet's color will coincide with the hue of the wool used to make it. Step 4. Move carpet to your inventory. Take the carpet out of the output box for crafting and add it to your inventory. Done! Your carpet can now be used. What should be the procedure if you want your carpet to be colored? The carpet will always be the same shade as the wool used to make it. Sheep can produce colored wool, or dyes can be used to create colored wool. Place your wool in the crafting grid center left slot and your preferred dye in the center slot to create colorful wool for your carpet. Now you must follow the same steps as the uncolored one and you will have a colored carpet. Number 3. Flower duplication. Veterans of the game may be aware that applying bone meal to a grassy spot may cause the grass to grow, occasionally with the addition of flowers. However, the impact of bone meal on double tall blossoms may be unknown to players. A duplicate flower falls when a player uses bone meal on a flower that is double its normal height, like a rosebush, peony, or a lilac. In other words, as long as a player has access to bone meal, double tall blooms can yield an endless supply of dye. However, how does one duplicate the flowers? There are 2 ways by which flowers can be duplicated. 2-block high flowers. These are the ones that are simpler to replicate. Simply applying bone meal to them will cause a clone to emerge. This procedure can be automated by employing dispensers and a straightforward clock. 1-block high flowers. It's a little more challenging with these. Only certain biomes are home to these particular blooms, like the blue orchid, which is exclusive to swamps. You must locate a patch of grass that can generate a specific kind of flower you wish to acquire to repeat these blossoms. You can get an idea of the types of flowers that can spawn in that region by locating a clump of naturally occurring flowers and then bone meal the ground nearby. Clocks and pistons can both automate this procedure. Number 3. Enhancing any item's enchantments. Players should ensure they have a good tool of the same type in their inventory before enchanting an object or tool. As an illustration, if a player wants to enchant a tool, they should have a good tool in their inventory, and if they're going to enchant a sword, they should have a gold weapon. Players should initially insert a gold item into the enchanting interface, since gold is more enchantable and will produce better enchantments. They should then replace the gold tool with a standard tool. By doing this, you can prevent the enchanting UI from being reset and get better enchantments. Number 1. Getting rid of the creative stock. Players who frequently engage in the game's creative mode should take note of this advice. In the creative mode, players frequently spend a lot of time testing redstone, performing mock structures, and building with infinite resources. It's easy to accumulate a lot of random junk when creating a lot. especially when playing with various redstone components or block palettes. It can take a while to clear up the inventory. However, there is a little-known shortcut that can wipe all the inventory. To achieve this, shift-click the Delete item box in the Creative Inventory. The hotbar, primary inventory, offhand slots, and armor slots will all be cleared as a result. And that's it, guys. I am sure that even if you are a pro in Minecraft, you guys would not have explored all these secret features of the game. Which secret feature excited you the most? And which one will you try first? Tell us in the comment section down below. And if you liked our content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.